Wait a minute. Make sure I have the sound so people do. All right, good morning. Welcome students. Welcome to our first hashtag CAP session. We're so excited to have you. We have a few more students joining us, looks like.
Leslie, do you want to disable the waiting room?
Yes, as long as they, people are muted when they get in, we can do that.
Yes, the mute upon entry is set.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for coming today to our very first hashtag CAP session. And we have, I believe, mostly students from Antioch High School, and we're excited about that. My name is Leslie Isabel, and I am a member of the Alpha Delta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha, but I also serve as the curriculum principal at Antioch High School. And so we're very excited about this partnership that we have with the school district and the sorority chapter to help to provide information about the college application process for students. So today's session, we will discuss the following: the search and test component of our program, of Alpha Kappa Alpha's program for hashtag CAP. We'll talk about financial aid, and we'll talk about scholarships today. At first, we'll have the welcome and the introductions, and I'll facilitate that. And then we'll have a video about the program by Janine Davis, our Vice President and Program Chairperson. We'll have a review of expectations. And then Dr. Rochelle Moore will talk about the search and test. And she is a hashtag CAP committee member. Ms. Audrey Stratford is a retired educator and expert in the area of financial aid. She's retired from Tennessee State University, where she served as the assistant director for the One Step Center and financial aid. And then we'll have a discussion about scholarships from Sydney Everett, who is a senior at Tennessee State University. All right, at this time, we will have our president, Tawana Williams, to say hello.
Good morning. We are so excited that you have decided, whether it's by force or by your own choice, to be with us in our hashtag CAP program. We have some great facilitators, great committee members who all want you to succeed. So we want you to just relax and have an open mind and listen to us and help, so that we can help you make the best decision for your life when it pertains to your college decision. So thank you all for coming in this morning, and we look forward to working with you this semester.
All right, Ms. Davis.
Good morning. As Dr. Isabel mentioned, my name is Janine Davis, and I am the program chairman for the Alpha Delta Omega chapter, and so excited to see all of you all this morning and helping us to kick off another amazing semester for hashtag CAPS. I know you're going to learn a lot of really good things. We can't wait to meet you at the finish line of this when you have applied and been accepted to your colleges of choice. And so that's what this program is all about. And again, we are excited to have you.
Ms. McCarroll.
Good morning, everyone. It's just a wonderful pleasure to have you here on this beautiful Saturday morning in Nashville, Tennessee. And young people, we look forward to working with you. I'm Patricia McCarroll. I'm an instructor at Fisk University, and I work with pre-college programming. So it's a delight to work with all of you and to see all the promise that's on your life. And we're here to help you enjoy and look forward and meet those goals and challenges you set for yourself.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Moore. You're muted, Dr. Moore.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Dr. Moore. I'm a school psychologist at Tennessee School for the Blind. And it is a pleasure to work with you all to help you transition from high school to college.
All right, Christy Williams.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Christy Williams. I am a high school science teacher at Tennessee School for the Blind, and I am also a committee member of #KEP. So good morning and welcome.
Miss Woods.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to have you all here this morning. And I'm a committee member, and I'm here to help and support you.
All right, Miss Moore. You're muted, Miss Moore.
Now, is that better?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Okay, good morning. I'm Joanne Moore, and I am a member of Alpha Delta Omega chapter, and I also serve as, I work at Antioch High School in restorative practice. So it is a pleasure to help you all with anything you need. Thank you.
All right, Miss Frazier, Dr. Frazier.
Good morning, guys. I'm so excited to see you on the call today. I know you received a lot of emails and texts and phone calls and messages, but I'm so glad that you're here to really see how we can support you on your journey to college. Hopefully this will be really helpful for you. If you have any questions, you have my cell phone number and I can connect you to the right person. So thank you for coming today. Really excited about the journey that you're about to start.
All right, Ms. Bland Walker.
Good morning. My name is Janita Bland Walker, and I am a #CAP committee member, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you as you leave high school and enter the real world.
All right, Dr. Walker Stratton.
Yes, good morning. I'm Dr. Martha Walker Stratton. I'm a retired assistant professor from Tennessee State University, and I'm so grateful to be here to share with you all this morning. And I'm in your endeavors to go into higher ed. We will be willing and able to help you at any time. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Fentress.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Shamika Fentress. I am a #CAP committee member, but I'm also an educator. I teach in Metro Nashville Public Schools. So if any of you all are interested in becoming a teacher, I am a resource, but I'm here to support you. And I am excited about this great endeavor for your transition into college life.
All right, Ms. Jones.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Jones, and I'm a #CAP committee member as well as member of Alpha Delta Omega, the Alpha Delta Omega chapter of the sorority. And I'm also a faculty member at Tennessee State University. So I always look forward to young people engaging and having an interest in the college life. And we hope to be of service to you in any way that we can. Welcome.
All right, Miss Everett.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sydney Everett, a senior majoring in public health at Tennessee State University, and I am a part of the Alpha Psi chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I'm just so excited to be here and instill some wisdom in you guys. Thank you.
All right, and Miss Stratford.
Hi, I'm Audrey Stratford. I'm a retired school social worker from Detroit, Michigan, and I am now a retired assistant director of financial aid at Tennessee State University. And it is my joy to see there are some young people that get up before 10.
All right, did I miss everybody? I was trying to go through on the screen and make sure I didn't miss any of our speakers or committee members or leadership. All right, I got everyone. All right, students, it is your time to share. If you would like, you can either enter in the chat box, or if you want to unmute yourselves and give us your name. What would you like to learn today with respect to financial aid and scholarships? And when would you like to have future sessions? Are Saturdays a good day, or do you prefer to meet on a weekday in the evening? So if you could either enter in the chat box or unmute yourself and introduce yourself. And I cannot see the chat box, so I will need some assistance.
Justina has said something. She said that she would like to learn more about scholarships, and she thinks that Saturday is okay.
All right. Hi, Justina.
And Faith said that she wants to learn about how financial aid works, and Saturdays are good for her.
All right. Hi again, Faith, and thank you.
Darian has stated how to get a full ride scholarship, and yes, I prefer the weekdays.
Weekdays?
Weekdays, yes.
All right. Welcome. Anybody else?
They probably all have the same concerns, so their question may have already been asked.
All right.
We have another response.
Awesome.
It's Jayoff. Is it Jayoff?
Jacob?
I want to learn all about college, specifically economical aid, and how to choose the better for me, and I prefer Saturdays. And
Awesome.
Could you unmute yourself so we can make sure we're saying your name correctly?
It's good, Jacob.
Jacob. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're so glad to have you today.
Thank you. I'm very happy with this aid because I really want this because I asked to my counselor and he helped me, but this is a great aid for me.
Good, very good.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome. We look forward to working with you.
All right. Anybody else?
Two people we've not heard from yet.
Aaron.
And Marina.
All right, Aaron and Marina, if you could say a little bit, just say hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Marina, and I would like to know more about scholarships. And the weekday, I would prefer to meeting.
Okay. We're so glad to have you.
And then Aaron.
There it is, fine.
Said, good morning. I would like to learn how to apply for more scholarships and how to be financially free after college, and Saturdays are fine for me.
All right.
I think
well,
all would like to be financially free.
Yeah. And those are excellent goals. Well, students, we are so glad to have you all, and thank you for your participation. All right, at this time, we are going to have a video presentation all about #CAP.
Good morning, and thank you for spending time with us today to learn more about the #CAP program. My name is Janine Davis, Vice President and Program Chairman for Alpha Delta Omega Chapter. I'm thrilled to talk to you today about what #CAPS is. First, it's an acronym that stands for College Admissions Process. Our goal is to help you be successful in applying and being accepted to a four-year college of your choice. As an organization, we support and encourage higher institutions of learning. We also have a special affinity to HBCUs, also known as historically Black colleges and universities. Not only was our organization founded on the campus of an HBCU, but our current international president, Dr. Glenda Glover, is also president of Tennessee State University here in Nashville. Hashtag CAPS is tasked, however, with helping you gain admissions to whichever institution meets your needs, HBCUs or non-HBCUs. Our program is especially designed for high school juniors and seniors, that would be you, who need assistance initiating and completing the college application process. We will use a step-by-step approach to help you effectively and efficiently navigate the college enrollment process. This approach is the second acronym in our program, STEP, which includes the S is for search, searching for schools and scholarships that meet your needs. T is for test, prepare to take the required test for college admissions. E is evaluate, evaluate the schools on your short list. And the first P is paperwork. Complete the required paperwork for admissions to include, but not limited to, the application, essays, financial aid forms, and other materials. The last P is positive outlook. Keep a positive outlook and be optimistic about your future. Selecting and applying for colleges can be a stressful task. We understand, we've all been there. The hashtag CAP program is here to help you manage the process. We hope relieve some of the stress and provide you the support you need to stay focused and stay the course towards beginning your journey after high school. I look forward to working with you all and helping you succeed in your college admissions process. Thank you again for coming to this kickoff orientation. Back to you, Dr. Isabel.
All right. There are a few things that we do need from you. There are some forms. We have to make sure your parents are aware that you are participating in this program. And there's also a student document. And I will upload those items to the chat box in a few minutes. And also Dr. Frazier, I believe has emailed the forms. If not, we can email the forms. We do need those forms back. And we also, if you don't have access to be able to email it back or whatever, you can actually print the form out. If you can, take a picture of it and send it back to us, or you can bring it to the school and just let whoever's working in the office know to give it to me. Again, I'm Dr. Isabel, and my office is right next to Ms. Zellers, the principal. So anytime you need to turn in the form, you can get that to me. And we would like for you to participate in the sessions monthly. And we also want to make sure if we're not addressing your needs, if we're not giving you the things or the information that you need, if you would let us know so that we can make sure we're giving you what you need on your journey to entering college, applying and entering college. All right, Dr. Stratton,
Yes,
would you
ma'am.
like to introduce our speaker? No, this is Dr. Moore. I'm sorry, Dr. Moore. Are you muted?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, students. Again, my name is Dr. Moore, and the first strategy we're going to talk about is college search. And with that, I want you all to recognize or always think about these nuggets that we're going to share with you, and always begin with an end in mind. Okay, Ms. Doctor.
Okay.
Go ahead, Doctor. Go back.
Go back. Okay, there we go.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so again, we're going to talk about some negatives. The first thing when we're looking for or within the college search is our location. Do you want to stay close to home, live in another state or country? Do you want to live on campus? Or do you want to stay close to home and attend classes? This is the first thing, along with class sizes that you want to be mindful of in your college search. Size, large, do you want to attend a large campus, a small campus? The student to teacher ratio, do you want to be in a class size of 1 to 38? Or is it okay that you're in a class size of 1 to 84, we'll say, because it can get pretty large when we're thinking about our student to teacher ratio. How many roommates might one have their freshman year? That's another thing that we may need to be mindful of when we're searching out our colleges. Okay, do you want to attend a HBCU or a PWI? And with that, within that college search, you want to know what is the retention and or graduation rate. The retention, do the students return after their freshman year? Do they have a high percentage of graduation rate within those colleges that you're searching out? Does the university or college offer career service opportunities? Do they have a career service office where you could go and ask those questions? Do they have college or career fairs? How many students obtain a job after undergraduate completion? You want to know that. Again, another thing that you want to be mindful of in your college search is the major. We want you to decide a major that is passionate or close to you, not close to your aunt or your grandmother. I know that when I decided a major, I decided previously a major because my aunt and my grandmother, I decided on being a nurse. But once I had that first year of clinicals and I had to I had a patient that had decubulus at that time, I recognized that that's not the passion for me, or that's not the subject or major area for me. So you want to make sure that whatever you decide, whatever major you decide, it is your passion, because we know that when we are in a profession that we enjoy, it's not considered a job. It's something that we enjoy doing. So be mindful of that in your college search. What does the college or university have to offer? Is the department accredited? That's very important when you're going into different majors, to make sure that the department is accredited. You want to review the course offerings for your major. Do the course offerings sound interesting? Is that something that you feel that you would like to do, you want to know more about in your college search or in your offerings of the major courses? Okay, and too, with college search, we want to be mindful of the testing. Which tests are required? We have the American College Test, as well as the Scholastic Aptitude Test. And is there a required score for these for the admission within these tests? I know right now through COVID, there a lot of the universities and colleges, you don't have to take the ACT or the SAT. They're not, you don't have to submit it. However, when you're looking at the cost or wanting to look at scholarship or obtaining scholarships, you want to go ahead and submit those ACT and SAT scores in order to get those academic scholarships or whatever scholarships they have available based on your test scores. When it comes to costs, that's another thing that you need to be mindful of in your college search. Is it affordable? Can I attend on a full ride scholarship, or will I receive an academic scholarship? So you need to know the cost in your search. Recognize if it's affordable, if it's something within you all's budget, or again, will I receive a full ride? Will I receive any funds towards my college admissions? Okay. Another thing we want to be mindful of in our college search is a social fit. Is the college or university diverse? What types of social events does the university or college host? Do they have homecoming? Do they have talent search or cultural events? Which clubs are available to consider joining? Is there an opportunity for community services? You know, I know that with my son, he was afforded the opportunity of community service. This is something he's always done anyway, but he was afforded the opportunity for community services. And when the report came back from that service that he indulged in, he was offered or given some points towards that final grade. So that's something that you want to be mindful of or tap into. What recreation opportunities are available? Do they have pool? Do they have track and field? Do they have basketball? Do they have court? You know, basketball court, you know, what is it that you are interested in? Is there a social fit for you? Because we know that when students have that social interaction, whether it's with their peers or within a club and things of that nature, they tend to stay. Dr. Isabel?
It's not moving.
Oh my.
Okay. I'm trying to get it.
Oh my.
All right, let's try again.
Oh my.
I think my screen is frozen. All right, let's try this again.
Okay.
My apologies.
No, you're fine.
It just decided to stop.
Well, while she gets that going again, I just want, this is one of the resources that is offered to you all making the jump. You know, I had the opportunity of writing this book, and it is to help you transition successfully from high school to college. And so, you know, this is in your college search. These are some of the nuggets that you need to be mindful of in your college process. You have any questions? No questions?
There anything in the chat box, maybe? I can't see it.
I don't see anything in the chat.
Nothing there.
Dr. Moore,
yes, ma'am.
I have a question. What is a PWI? You mentioned that earlier in your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that question. Okay, we want to be clear. HBCU is our historically Black college and university, and our PWI is our private or public white institutions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question.
All right, any other questions before we move on to financial aid? All right, Dr. Stratton, if you would introduce Stratford.
Okay, just a few things about Ms. Audrey Stratford. She has been at Tennessee State University a long time. She graduated from Tennessee State University over 50 years ago, and she's also been a prominent member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority for over 50 years. She's been at Tennessee State 17 years. She finally became the assistant director of the One Stop Center and financial aid. And she is the money lady, ladies and gentlemen. I really want to say that she is the money lady. She will find scholarships and additional assistance for you at any time that you want. She's there. She's retiring, but she's not going anywhere. She is an active member of the TSU Alumni Association. She is the national vice president, in other words, of the TSU Alumni Association. So once again, she has connections. She she works with the president of the university, Dr. Glover, so she can reach out to her or any member of the university administration to get money for you. She's also a person who works hard, and after working hard, the Honda Power of Dreams Award gave her a brand new car for her support of historically Black colleges and universities. Wow. She is a mother, she has a daughter, and she has 5 godchildren. So ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Audrey Stratford will get some money for you.
Thank you, Martha. I wish somebody would get some money for me too. I'm about to talk to you about many of the things you want to know, but we're afraid to ask. There is never a dumb question. You might get a successful answer if you just ask it. The dumb question is not asking a question. Okay, can you give me the next slide? Okay. She already discussed with you the things that you should look for, and select 3 schools that you're interested in first. And do they have your career interests? Do they have options for internships? Do they have a low ratio of students to faculty? Do they have tutoring? Do they have scholarships? Do they offer a chance to ask questions and address concerns? You don't want to go somewhere where you cannot approach someone and ask questions, because nothing should be hidden from you and someone should always have an answer. Next, please. Okay. Most universities have websites. You need to become very familiar with them. Apply early. 11th grade is not too soon to apply for college. Updated in the 12th grade. Check the cost of attendance. The cost of attendance includes your tuition, your housing, books, supplies, food, and travel. They may say that tuition may be $14,000, but when you throw in things like your food, your books, supplies, it may be up to $20,000 a semester. And you need to be cognizant of that. Unless you have a very rich parent that is willing to pay for it, you need to look for other resources. Check that scholarship site. All colleges and universities have a scholarship site. What are your test scores and your grade point averages needed to get in school? The money that you spend on taking a test to get a higher score, at least over 21, may be the key to some additional financial aid. So try that $50. If you have to pay that again, start in 11th grade taking it. It's still not too late if you're in the 12th grade. Take it at the next testing time, because that could mean a full ride or no ride. So look at that when you're trying to do. Next. Okay, if possible, visit the institution or the Department of Interest. Get the business cards of the people that you talk to. Sometimes when you walk on the campus, you can feel at home. That's where you want to be. But if you go on a campus and everybody seems to be cold and distant, unless you want to be cold and distant from them, that's not a number one choice for you. Talk about your needs and academic success in high school to people that you encounter. Don't be afraid to brag on yourself. Nobody knows. They're not walking around with your GPA and your test scores in their hand. Let them know how successful you were. You never know. Someone in there might have some money for you. Obtain a 3.0 or better, or at least a 21 on the ACT or 1060, the equivalent, on the SAT. Another key component is file your FASFA when they first open it up, October the 1st. In some institutions, such as TSU and other Tennessee schools, that may garner you some extra funds, about $2,000 a semester, based on income and your need. So when you think about $2,000 extra every semester, that's a great boost. Next. Oh, key thing with the FAFSA. The FAFSA determines how much money you receive in financial aid, not scholarships, but federal aid. If you make an error on that FAFSA, you're going to be selected for what is called verification, where you have to submit your family's income taxes and yours if you work, or your W-2. Errors like you put your family income where the taxes are and the taxes where your income is. That's a flag for the federal government, and because the FAFSA is tied to your parents' income taxes. That's a flag. You're going to be selected to provide proof of what it really is. If you put, we have 12 in my household, and that includes your aunt with her 3 kids that's living in there, your grandfather, you're going to be selected for verification because you cannot claim all of those people in your household. It has to be who your parents are legitimately responsible for. That's a flag. If you put Any information that might be questionable, you will be selected for verification. Plus, schools do select a certain percentage of their students for verification. Always look at your emails, because they notify you by email as to what is needed that will complete your FAFSA. After that, then they can look at what you might be eligible for scholarships. If you file your FAFSA early, in February, they'll start sending out notices that you may need some additional information. At least once a week, no matter what school you go to, check your emails, because that's their way of communicating with you. You can check for the website for university scholarships. All you have to do in that search box is put scholarships. Departments have scholarships. Go to their websites and check. There are foundations at most colleges and universities. They have scholarships. Check for deadlines. That's the important thing. If the deadline to apply for a scholarship is October 1st, and you apply October 31st, you just lost your chance to be awarded a scholarship. At most universities, scholarships are limited because it's trying to target the best of the students. If you're not timely and put in the correct information, you may lose your chance. Everyone who applies does not get a scholarship. Those that are interested in full ride scholarships, if you apply early, that's your better chance of getting a scholarship. If your test scores are in and your GPA is in, stay on your counselors about getting that information in. While you're a senior, don't get senioritis and you having a good time and your GPA goes down. You just lost a scholarship. You had a 3.8, but I had a good time because I was the homecoming queen. I was the captain of the football team. And your GPA goes from a 3.8 to a 3.0. You just lost a scholarship. And that can happen in your senior year because I'm a witness to that. I went from valedictorian to salutatorian because I made a teacher mad. So there are chances where you can reduce your scholarship chances by having a good time your senior year. Next. Okay. The next thing is first impressions go a long way. If you're out there with revealing clothes on, and revealing, I mean skirts too short, shirts too low, sagging pants, tattered clothes. You never know who might be walking around on campus that might be able to offer you a scholarship. If you go into an office asking for a scholarship and they see how you're looking, they're not going to have an ear to listen. Also, your attitude plays a big part of that. If you are in there with an attitude, you better, y'all wrong, y'all messed up, you just lost your chance for somebody to assist you. I'm not talking to you. You just messed up again. Be courteous at all times. Yes, ma'am. You may not be used to saying yes, ma'am, no, sir, but that's the time to use it. When you're talking to someone that might have funds available to you, be organized. I'm always impressed when a student comes in with a notebook and they're writing down information. They're writing down, what's your name? And they're writing down the name, my name, and who I am and what time they saw me. That's being organized. Writing down the answers to questions so they won't have to ask the same question again. Be thankful. Believe me, if someone helps you and you send them a thank you note, they're going to remember you the next time. And when funds come in, they may be the first one to offer you something. Oh, something just came in that you might be interested in. Be familiar with your departments because the advisor sometimes gets funds in that may be helpful to you. There's a website called Scholarships America. Now, this is where you have to read. Now, I know that may be difficult for some of you, but they have hundreds of scholarships on that website. And they have links on that website to get to other scholarships. So be sure and go to that so that you can start researching now, contacting departments now, looking on most websites now to see what's available as far as scholarship so you can be a candidate for that scholarship. There are sororities and fraternities that have scholarships, and it's not gender specific. Girls can apply for male scholarships. Males can apply to sororities for scholarships. There are civic organizations that have scholarships. Your mother or father may teach in a Tennessee public school. Again, you get a discount. There are alumni associations that give scholarships. Find the website for those and contact those people. If you Google your major, say you want to be a nurse, put in nursing scholarships and grants. You'll be surprised. If you have to pay to get the scholarship, delete that right away because you should not have to pay for a scholarship. Financial aid includes loans, which I know most people try to avoid, but in some instances, you just can't help but get it if you want to get a scholarship. Unfortunately, that's a debt that students are burdened with for the rest of their lives almost, unless they come into some big money. There are different kinds of loans. There are the federal loans, which are called the Stafford loans. And they start out at $5,500 a year for freshmen based on your FASFA. If your family's income is high, which is based on the EFC, the estimated family contribution, that's what they expect the parent to give to help the student get through school. To get a full ride, your GPA and your ACT, SAT scores have to be relatively high because they're looking for scholars. As I told kids, if you have less than a 2.5, you are eligible for a scholarship. You may think you're a scholar, but they'll ship you out based on a low GPA, and you can lose all your financial aid because there are requirements to stay in school, even to retain your scholarship. Most scholarships say you have to retain a 3.0 GPA. If you're a resident of Tennessee, you have the HOPE Scholarship or the Tennessee Promise Scholarship. There again, you have to have a 3.0 GPA and at least a 19 on the ACT. And if you're into dentistry or nursing on Tennessee State campus, that makes you eligible for the Tennessee Promise. A lot of the community colleges accept the Tennessee Promise and the HOPE Scholarship. So that just about pays your entire tuition, especially if you get Pell. Pell is based on your family income, your EFC. If it's a low income family, you may be able to get $3,100 a semester. Now, say you're in Tennessee, you get the HOPE, you get the Pell. If you file your FASFA early, right there, you have over $8,000 towards your tuition a semester. Your tuition is paid for. At certain schools, there are certain programs, like at TSU, you can get a free class on extreme spring break if you have a 3.0 GPA. You can get another free class if you pass that one on our Maymester. And you get another free class for summer school. Right there, you've had 9 free hours. You do that a couple of semesters, you're going to get out of school a whole year early. So think of your options, look at the schools to see what they offer, contact the people at the university, don't nag them, but make sure they know who you are so that they will keep you in mind when scholarships are offered. Are there any questions? Okay.
Miss Stafford, I have a quick question. Did you mention, you mentioned a website resource? Do you have that website information that we can post?
all you have to do is put Scholarships America.
Okay, we'll post that in the chat.
Ms. Stratford,
Yes.
I have a question also. You have mentioned the term acronym FASFA. Will you spell out that for us? What does FASFA mean?
You would ask me that. As many times as I've used it. It's the federal aid. I'm not sure of the acronyms, but it's what's determined by all schools is used to determine how much federal aid you qualify for. Most schools require that even for scholarships because it shows the family need.
Okay. I think it might be free application for federal student aid.
There you go.
Free application for federal student aid. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Stratford. So students, if you think of any questions.
I have two in the chat box.
I didn't see anything.
No.
But,
they were the notes.
Yeah,
The
if
notes
you
that
have
were
any
given.
questions later, just type those in the chat box and we can bring them up later.
And I did want to let you know that she mentioned that some of our Greek letter organizations have scholarships, and we do offer a scholarship for women and men. So when it's time for scholarship applications, we would ask for you to apply for our scholarship, and we'll make sure that you get that information.
Thank you so much for that. And so at this time, we will have our, if you can begin sharing your screen.
Sarah, Leslie,
Sydney
did
Everett.
anyone mention, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone mention UNCF scholarships? They have a whole category of scholarships, United Negro College Fund for students going to historically Black colleges and universities. And that's, go to their website, United Negro College Fund, and you can tap into all of their scholarships. And can I just make a note? Biden's just elected president of the United States.
Yes.
That's why I was cheering a few minutes ago. I didn't shout.
Wait, can you say that again to make sure I heard? What?
That's why I was holding my hands up. Biden has just been elected president of the United States.
Very good.
That's why. And we have a Sorority now. Remember
We have a Sorority in the White House.
Yes.
A student asked earlier about academic scholarships. The full ride is also considered an academic scholarship, but besides that, they have performance-based scholarships. Like the band has performance-based scholarships. The performing arts has a performance-based scholarship. The agriculture department has a wealth of scholarships. If you want to be a doctor, instead of majoring in biology, consider majoring in agri-science. Dr. Deatra Young in the biology department helps with those scholarships. If you want to be in business, they also have a agribusiness scholarship. Don't limit yourselves to just the scholarships that are like biology for certain things or business. Look at other places where they may have money, you have a good GPA, and contact the department to see if you're eligible for those scholarships also. And our band is always looking for good performance. You do have to audition to get them, but he can give you a tuition waiver also and a performance scholarship. So look at that.
Well, that is great information. Thank you so much, Ms. Stratford, for this wealth of knowledge and information that you have shared. Again, students, if you think of any questions along the way, you can just feel free to enter them in the chat box. So at this time, Sydney Everett, who is again a senior at Tennessee State University, will begin her presentation about scholarships.
All right, everybody, good morning again. For those who might have missed it, I am Sydney Everett. I am a senior majoring in public health at the Tennessee State University, and I want to talk to you guys about scholarships. having some issues.
I know I had to unshare and share it again to get it to go the last time. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure. Hold on. Can y'all see my screen?
We can see it, it's just not advancing.
Yeah, it won't advance.
Yeah, if you unshare and share again, that's what I had to do when mine stopped.
Oh, there we go. Can y'all see this
All
slide,
right.
the gift of scholarships?
Can you share it again? Share your screen again? We can't see it.
Let's see.
All right, we see it, the gift of scholarships.
Okay. So just to start off, I just wanted to tell you guys what a scholarship is. So scholarships are a form of a gift that does not have to be repaid. That's the number one thing people kind of get confused about. So like, is it a loan? Do I have to pay these people back? No, consider it like Christmas. It's a gift for you. And it is awarded for academic excellence, to encourage and recognize development, or for extraordinary academic or athletic talent. So you can receive a scholarship for playing a sport, for playing an instrument, for excelling in your academics, for having good grades, all sorts of things. So how can you find scholarships? The internet is a big one. So two of the databases that I used was fastweb.com and scholarships.com. You can enter in your information that's unique to you. So let's say you're a graduating senior, you're left-handed, and you want to go into the arts. You enter that in and it gives you a list of scholarships that you can choose from that best fit what you do or your requirements. You can also just go to the Google search engine and type in scholarships for blank, scholarships in Nashville, scholarships for the arts, things of that nature. Your local guidance counselors at your school, they should have some scholarships available for you. Community organizations, for example, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, like they said, we do offer scholarships. Maybe the Boys and Girls Club in your community, your local library or bookstore, churches often offer scholarships as well, and alumni associations. So for example, I go to Tennessee State University. The Alumni Association at TSU offers scholarships for incoming freshmen as well. So there are a plethora of places that you can find scholarships. So what do you normally need to receive a scholarship or to apply? Your transcript. Your transcript is a document that your high school creates for you showing your academic excellence. So all of your grades, your classes that you took from freshman year up to senior year. It also has your GPA on there. And then we're getting into test scores. So I don't know if they were taking tests this year because of COVID, but your ACT scores and your SAT scores are a big factor in receiving a scholarship. That's something that they're going to look at. Recommendation letters. You always want to leave a good legacy. You always want to give a great first impression because you never know if somebody you meet has to write you a recommendation letter. So let's talk about recommendation letters for a second. Normally, you can get an academic recommendation letter. So from a teacher or professor that you've had in the past that can talk about your character, talk about how you are in class and your work ethic. You can also get recommendation letters from community leaders or people outside of your school that can talk about how you are in the community, if you do community service, if you lend a helping hand here or there. Scholarship people love to see that. An essay. Normally when you apply for a scholarship, there will be some questions that you have to answer. It might be a essay no more than 500 words, just explaining why you want to go to this school or why you need the scholarship. Just keep that in mind. And a couple of optional things you might need is a photo, like a professional headshot, or a resume. And if you don't know what a resume is also a document that lists your accolades, your test scores, your GPA score, your job history, your community service, things of that nature. So deadlines and requirements. So make sure when you're looking at scholarships, if you're going to apply, that you look at when the application is due. Most, if not all, scholarships have a deadline, and they're pretty strict on getting that turned in. So if the deadline is December 31st, I would say to submit it days before December 31st, just in case it was something wrong with your application, or you might have misplaced an item that you need. Because to be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late, and to be late is totally unacceptable. So just make sure that if it has a deadline that you exceed, you want to do that prior to. And for academic and sports scholarships, there are requirements that you have to maintain your scholarship. So if you receive a full ride for academics, let's say, once you get in college, you have to keep a GPA score. So let's say it's above a 3.0. You must maintain that 3.0 GPA to keep your scholarship for the next semester. If you have to take a certain number of classes or credit hours, say if the limit is 15 credit hours, you must take 15 or more credit hours to maintain your scholarship for the next semester. Beware, there are also scholarship scams on the internet. If you're applying for a scholarship and they ask you for an application fee, don't do it. There is no scholarship that they're going to ask you for money up front. Now, it's different when you're applying for school. There is an application fee. Applying for school and applying for a scholarship are two different things. So if they ask you for money, do not apply. They're trying to scam you, and they will take your money instead of giving you the money that you deserve. Also, try to refrain from giving out personal information like your social security number, your bank account information, your credit card, your debit card, things of that nature to scholarship providers. They don't need that information. And if they're asking for it, more than likely it's a scam. Because when you receive a scholarship, it's not going to be a direct deposit how they do at work. You're going to get a check in the mail, or it will automatically be applied through the university of your choice. So I want to talk about my personal testimony with scholarships when I was in high school. So I graduated from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Academic Magnet. And when I was a senior, I remember not a lot of people talked to me about scholarships. Not a lot of people persisted or pushed the hand for me to apply for scholarships. Luckily, when I graduated high school, I received a full ride scholarship to Tennessee State University. So I received that scholarship back in 2017. It is now 2020, almost 2021. I am graduating in May, and I still have that same scholarship. The requirements for me personally, I had to maintain a 3.0 GPA. In each semester, I had to take 15 credit hours, which is roughly maybe 5 classes. So every semester, you got to keep that 3.0, make sure you take the right number of classes. Now, what people don't say or don't tell you, and I'm going to give y'all a hint, don't tell nobody I told you this, but even if you receive a full ride scholarship, you can still apply for scholarships. And that money goes where? Directly in your pocket. Directly in your pocket. So if you graciously receive a full ride scholarship out of high school, that is amazing. But don't let that stop you from applying for scholarships. And I want to be transparent with you guys. That's where I messed up. Once I heard that I got a full ride, automatically in my head, I said, well, what do I need to apply for scholarships for? Everything is paid for. I didn't think about food I want to eat while I'm in school. Maybe your books might not be paid for, or you need an extra tutor. That money that you receive from scholarships, that could go towards that. So just remember, always apply for scholarships. There are scholarships out there for left-handed people. There's scholarships out there for being a certain race or ethnicity. There are scholarships even at your jobs. I know some of my closest friends, they used to work at McDonald's in high school. They offer paying for your school while you're working there. So just research that. If you have a job, ask your manager, hey, do y'all have anything to offer while I'm in school? Can y'all aid a little bit? because nobody is just going to give you anything. You have to ask, you have to work for it. That's what applying for scholarships are. So I want to leave you guys with the 3 R's: research, requirements, and reminders. Research what scholarships you want to apply for. Research the institution you want to go to. Do that prior getting there. Second R, requirements. Look at what's needed. If you have to have a 3.0, make sure you keep that 3.0. If you have to do a little community service here and there, make sure you do that so you can walk out of college debt free. That's the goal. We want to walk out of college not owing the government anything. We want them to pay us to go to school, to get our education. And the third R is reminders. Always make sure you remind yourself that, hey, my scholarship application is due next week. Let's get on it. Hey, I need to ask my professor for a recommendation letter. Remind yourself that. Don't wait till the last minute. So, do we have any questions, comments, concerns? And like they said earlier, no question is a bad question.
Okay, so there are a few questions in the chat room.
Oh, okay.
What is important about the transcripts was asked.
Your transcript, that from high school, that is what's going to let colleges know how you did in high school. Colleges look at how you did in your math classes. Your transcript shows them exactly what grades you made. It showed them how your ACT or SAT scores were, and it shows your GPA. So instead of typing in all that information, you can just submit your transcript, and it's an easy 1 to 2 page look like, okay, this student did great in all her sciences and her major is biology. So we feel like she will excel in our program. So it's just something for institutions to look at easily to know how you did in high school.
And just to add to that, with all colleges and universities, they require a certain number of English credits, a certain number of math credits, a certain number of social studies credits, science credits, and so on and so forth. And so when they see that transcript, they know that you have met the minimum requirements to enter their college. And so that's the transcript is a document that has all of that information so that they can know that you are eligible to be a college student. And they also do have to know that you actually did graduate from high school.
Can I comment one other thing, Leslie, too?
Mm-hmm.
AP credits are big in universities. If you make a score of 3, 4, or 5 on an AP exam, and it applies to certain areas like composition or history, you can be exempt from those courses. So you automatically earn college credits when you make 3, 4, or 5 on AP exams. We look for transcripts over for those. The other thing is your IB credits as well. AP credits, IB credits, all of those are credits that can be used toward college credits, okay? And that means if you can fill a college course, that means that's less money you're gonna have to spend. The other thing too, if any of you are working, if you have dual enrollment credits, that's the other thing. If you took a course in high school for college credit, that also is very valuable to you as well. So when we as universities look at your transcripts, because I do this quite frequently, we look for AP credits, IB credits, and if you have those credits, please let the university registrars know that, because that's going to help you move forward toward that degree, especially in those general ed courses like composition, math, history, those, again, the general ed courses. Yes.
There's another question about when we're getting ACT scores. Now, if you took the ACT a couple weeks ago at the school at Antioch, I do know that the tests have to be compiled and sent off to ACT, and that was done like last week. And I did reach out to Mr. Alexander, who's over the ACT, and I have not gotten an answer about how long it will take for the scores to arrive. If I get that answer while we're still on, I will post it in the chat box. And then it was added in the chat box. You should be able to go to act.org and view your scores 3 weeks after the test. Also, I studied most of high school in another country, but I finished here. My last scores pass or very good, can they count? So are you saying, can your credits that you got outside of the country count? Is that what your question is? And you can unmute yourself and say, yes. I think the school has to review those courses to determine whether or not they will count.
It almost, it's like if you went to another university also, all credits from other institutions are not accepted at all universities. So it will determine what classes you took and whether they are comparable to any classes that the institution you intend to attend are like those. That will be the determinant.
Okay, I don't see any others in the chat box. Are there any other questions? Well, thank you so much, Ms. Everett, for this information. It was very, very awesome. So what is the maximum GPA? I see I'm not sure what you mean about the maximum GPA.
The maximum on most scales is a 4.0. It depends on whether you have different guidelines for GPAs that some schools have accelerated scores. So it will determine that. Anything above a 4.0 is good if they all are accepted.
And just to talk about GPAs real quick, in college, I remember my freshman year, it is so much easier to have a strong GPA. And I'm talking great, like 4.0, 3.9. It's so much easier to have a strong GPA. So when you mess up or you do bad in a class, that you can fall back on that GPA. It is so much harder to try to bring up your GPA back to a 4.0. So if you start high, you're going to have something to fall on because college isn't easy. It might not be a straightforward shot. You might have some issues. You might fail a class, it's life, it happens. But having that high GPA, it'll give you something to fall on so you can bring it back up instead of having a 2.5 or a 2.2 and trying to raise that back up to a 3.0.
All right, how can I improve my GPA now in high school, like extra classes? I don't know if it would be manageable to do extra classes, but just continue to study and try to get as many higher grades. Your A's are going to bring your GPA up. We also do have those dual enrollment opportunities. We offer at Antioch a coding class at Tennessee State University. And we also have some dual enrollment from Nashville State classes. And those would allow you to be able to demonstrate how well you can perform at the college level. And so just keep studying and working hard.
And tutoring helps a lot too.
Yes, yes. It's important to be honest at this level. In other words, as she mentioned, math sometimes is a challenge for some students. Seek out the help you need. I think that's really being honest with yourself. It's okay if you don't know, but it's okay if you don't know, but it's okay. But it's also important that you work toward acquiring the knowledge you need to succeed. So I, again, recommend getting a tutor. And sometimes in online environments, that's a little more difficult. Use Khan Academy, use whatever resources you have available to you to do well. So you can do well in the courses that you're taking.
Ms. Isabel, also, you can have the university to locate a tutor for you. You don't have to pay for a tutor if you need one by departments and also by colleges or your graduate, not your graduate, but your advisor can also find a tutor for you, and you can get them free. They do not cost a single thing.
Good morning.
There's another question in the chat box.
So I was in a different school before I came to Antioch, and I asked my counselor about my transcript, and she said I can't find it all together.
Well, the counselor should have, the school should have your transcript. You know, when you transfer from one school to another, those documents have to follow you. So it may be just misplaced in your file somewhere, but in order for you to be enrolled in another school, your grades from wherever you came from had to follow you.
Okay, but I think the question was all in one document. So will she or he have to have multiple transcripts from the various schools?
It'll all be on one form. So regardless of where you came from, it's just one document.
That's correct. Now, if you are enrolled in dual enrollment classes at the college, at a university, that would be separate, and you would have to request that from the university. Any other questions?
Dr. Isabel.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Walker Stratton. I don't know if it's been mentioned, but a lot of universities have preparatory institutes and sessions in the summer. Say, for instance, if you're an engineering major, a local university, TSU, has ECI in terms of having students who are graduating seniors to come on the campus and spend a whole summer taking summer classes. And then there's the Upward Bound project also that brings students from the high schools to the college campus on a weekend, so that our university campus on a weekend, so that they can engage in college-like activities, and they are ready when they first start off in the fall of the semester.
The other thing, Martha, in addition to that, many times students earn college credits in those summer programs. So now FISC has the pre-college program. We've had one for 25 years, and that was part of my job for many years. And so students can now earn 6 to 9 hours of credit in the summer, and they can tap into their financial aid from the prior year, and again, earn those college credits. And so think about it, you have to have 120 college credits to earn a degree in most cases. So you can earn 9 of those hours in the summer before going to college, or you can earn through dual enrollment credits or through AP credits. Think about how much money and time you're going to save toward earning that degree.
And that also helps you to get acclimated to be on a college campus when you do these pre-college programs.
One other point, the state of Tennessee, under the Commission of Higher Education, has pre-college programming at several schools throughout the state of Tennessee. So when you're applying, I know Lemoyne Owens has one, FISC has one, I think ETSU has one. So there's several. Austin P may even have one. And even Nashville State has a pre-college sort of experience. So just checking in those experiences as you apply to universities for admission. Yeah.
And some other out-of-state schools have it as well. I know Hampton offers it. So just look at whatever school that you desire to attend, see if they have that pre-college program.
Yes.
Do we I cannot remember, so please excuse me for asking this question, but are we giving homework assignment, or will they have, I know homework is a touchy subject right now, but are we giving them something to do to kind of take from what they learned today?
I think what would be really neat is that when we meet again, that they've kind of narrowed in on those 3 colleges that they're interested in, based on all the wonderful information that's been provided this morning. You should have narrowed down your universities to at least 3 schools, and just tell us why you've chosen those 3 schools based on the parameters we shared this morning with you. I think that will be some progress And we're just helping you reach that goal. You looked at the location of the school, you looked at the ACT, SAT requirements, the GPA requirements. And so I think that would be beneficial. You've even looked at scholarship opportunities at those schools. I think so. 3 schools, if you all can just, we love y'all. We really do love y'all. We're so glad to have all you all with us this morning, our young people. And we look forward to having you come with us the next time we meet in December. So pick out those 3 schools. By now you may have already chosen 3 schools, but surely, because you know that time is moving on. So these 3 schools that you chosen, and why you've chosen those 3 schools based on the things you talked about, the location, enrollment, right? The ACT, SAT scores, possibilities of getting scholarships. This helps you focus in on what you're trying to do. And our goal is just to support you in whatever you're doing. And this is Ms. McCarroll speaking to you about this, because I just think this is a great program. And our students did really good last year per this program as well. So we look forward. I just thank God that you came this morning. And I just thank all our speakers this morning. Wonderful, phenomenal workshop. And to top it off, we got Biden in the White House. I think it's
yes. I think Ms. McCarroll is excited all the way around. So thank you, Ms. McCarroll, for expounding on that. That was the reason why I asked that question. So yes, if we could, if you have more than 3 schools, please, we don't want to limit you, because if you're still looking at multiple colleges and universities, we just want to see your list and just see where you're going and what you're considering, because we can help you again narrow that down. My other question, I would like to ask all of the students, if you would please turn your cameras on. We're going to take a photo of you all at the end. And we just want to see your faces. We want to be able to engage with you and see your lovely and handsome faces, so we know who we're talking to. So if we'll give you a few moments to turn your cameras on. And while you're doing that, I'm curious to know how many of you all are first generation college students. As soon as you turn your cameras on, you can, raise your hand, or if you want to put that in the chat box. So if all of our students will please turn your cameras on for a few moments, I promise it won't hurt. We'll take this picture and then we will start to wrap up.
Janine, ask them what the classifications are. What year are you, juniors or seniors? I didn't hear that.
I think you just asked them, Miss McCarroll.
I may have forgot. Maybe I missed that part. So are they juniors or are they seniors? That's important in all that we're doing too.
Yes. So if you would, I think Aaron said he doesn't have a camera. So, okay. Thank you, Aaron, for letting us know that. If everyone else who has a camera, if you'll turn those on for us quickly. And in the meantime, if you'll post in the chat for us what your classification is, as well as if you are a first year college student.
Ms. McCarroll, your camera is not on.
Because I was sticking out. Listen to that sneak.
Okay.
I included my email address in case they have additional questions.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, as we're doing that, just make note, we do have students, if you want to take a picture of the sessions that we have coming soon. We'll have another session. As I recall, the majority of students did say that Saturday was a good time. So we will keep the schedule. These dates are on Saturdays. If we have to make any changes, we will let you know. And we are open to providing additional sessions if we need to.
And ask them to invite somebody else. We love to have you invite some of your classmates. The information is just phenomenal and very valuable. So invite somebody in your class to come with you the next time. We want to meet some more people from Antioch. How about that? Or Pearl Cone, or wherever they're coming from. Some other high school juniors and seniors.
All right, as a reminder, if you would get your parent consent form and your student code of conduct signed, I uploaded those into the chat box. You should have received a toolkit. I also uploaded that in the chat box from Dr. Frazier. Attend upcoming sessions. And our next session is December 5th at 10 a.m. And we would love to have you, and make sure you bring your list, your short list of schools. And as a reminder, here's my contact information. You can email me anytime. I'm at the school. Any of those school counselor questions or transcript questions, or any of those things, I can give you the information for, for each of your counselors. Ms. Graham and Ms. Harris are secretaries at the school, and they actually send official transcripts out as well for students. So just take a picture so you have my information so you can email me. And I do post on the senior Schoology page from time to time. So you can reach me on Schoology as well. And Ms. McCarroll's information, she has a lot of experience with higher education and working with students and helping them get into college. That is her information as well. We thank you so much for your time, and we're going to try to take this picture. And if you all can show us your faces so we can get the picture.
Take the screen.
All right, Aaron doesn't have camera.
Okay.
Okay, Justina is driving. Okay, so we don't want you to
Right.
start.
We don't want you to do anything that's gonna put you in harm's way. But if anyone else is available to turn their camera on, if you would, we're gonna take this quick photo and then we'll be done. Thank you all for coming. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, are we ready? We'll go ahead on and take
We are
it.
ready.
All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Everybody's smiling. All right, I got several. Thank you.
All right, this concludes our session. If you have any questions?
Excellent.
Students, as a reminder, I also uploaded the FASFA night. We have FASFA night. It's virtual, coming up on Tuesday for seniors. So if you have not started that FASFA, it's at 6 o'clock, and the information is on the flyer, the link for you to join, register and join. And it is with one of our business partners. Deloitte is providing that opportunity for you all. Have a good day.
Thank you. This has been great.
Thank you.
Bye, Aaron.
Alpha Delta Omega. If
y'all are really good. It was
if the
really
hashtag CAP committee members could hang on just for a few more moments. Thank you, Sor Everett.
Sorry, Leslie, how many students showed up?
8.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. That's progress.